Are you back? Okay, let's continue. Mastering the interrogative. Vamos a ir formulando el interrogativo. We're going to learn how to formulate questions, but in order to master the interrogative, it's necessary to formulate about 20,000 interrogatives, okay? In order to master it, because it's difficult. English is difficult. It's not more difficult than Spanish. For me, basic Spanish is more difficult than basic English. Really. In Spanish, you have to say fui, fuistes, fue, fuimos, fuistes, fueron. Every person in the past tense is different. Yo fui, tú fuiste. And so a learner who's learning Spanish needs to memorize fui. Ahora, cuando eres tú, hay que decir fuiste. Cuando son ellos, fueron. No fueron, okay? So it's very, you have to memorize these things and then practice them. And in the present tense, voy, vas, va. Vamos, vais, van. And there's a completely different, ¿qué tiene que ver voy con fui? Each word, the only similarity is both words contain 3 letters. But the 3 letters are different in both words. So it's extremely difficult. And in English, tú fuiste, yo fui, él fue, ellos fueron, nosotros fuimos, vosotros fuisteis, is I went, you went, he went, she went, it went, we went, they went, went. You learn one word, y ya está, just went. You just need to say I, you, he, she, it, we, they. So it's very easy. And for example, if you use imperatives in Spanish, pídemelo, ask me for it, pídemelo, no me lo pidas. It's completely different in the imperative. This is very difficult. But in English, the really difficult part is the use of auxiliary verbs. In basic English. In advanced English is impossible. Don't even worry about it. Learning phrasal verbs well is impossible. Don't worry about it. You can get through life without phrasal verbs. You need to understand them, but don't try to use them, okay? Because it's frustrating. Only the perhaps 20 or 30 essential, everyday phrasal verbs, yes, but the rest, don't worry about them, okay? But auxiliary verbs, for beginners and intermediate, that's what separates el trigo de la paja. That's what separates the wheat from the chaff, is the ability to use auxiliary verbs and to formulate questions and formulate negatives. Okay, I went, I didn't go. Did you go? I saw, I didn't see. Did you see? Okay. I've seen. Have you seen? I haven't seen, etc. That's the dexterity, like a juggler, keeping a ball, the 3 balls or 4 balls in the air without dropping them. Okay, so para formular el interrogativo, you must almost always use auxiliary verbs. And it's interesting. Spanish people can speak in the present tense, in the past, and they can speak in the affirmative, but they cannot formulate the interrogative. And it takes forever. I know I can teach a student for an entire year the interrogative, practicing. Does your sister live in Colorado? Did she come to Spain last year? Will she come next year? Would she come if you paid for her ticket? Has she come lately? Would she have come last year if you had paid for her ticket? Okay. Now, I can spend 1 hour every day practicing with my Spanish students those interrogatives, those questions. And on day number 1 of the following year, in a real meeting, my student will say, your sister lives in Colorado? Yes. They formulate the interrogative with the affirmative, just saying yes or no. Your sister likes potatoes? No. Instead of does your sister like potatoes? So we just have to start in year number 2 doing the same thing, hoping that after 2 years, they will formulate the interrogative correctly. So today, this second half with Maria Jesus, we're going to practice the interrogatives. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. I will say the affirmative, and you say the question that would elicit the affirmative. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
It took me 5 minutes to look up the word.
How long did it take you to find the word?
To look up the word.
Sorry, to look up the word.
Yes. In the dictionary, it took me 5 minutes to look up the word. How long?
How long did it take you to look up the word?
Yeah, it took me 5 minutes, Maria Jesus. It took me 5 minutes to look up the word. Birds migrate in the fall.
When do birds migrate?
They migrate in the fall. Is that true?
Yes, it is. In the winter. In the
I
fall.
don't know. When do birds migrate? You're a country girl. You come from the country.
Yes, but I think they migrate. Yes, they start migrating in the fall.
Okay, good. When you were growing up in Ontoria, were there storks in the bell tower?
Yes, there were.
How do you say campanario?
Bell tower.
How do you say cigüeña?
Stork.
Stork. Okay. Yeah. ¿Y el cigüeñal de un coche?
I don't know.
What's the connection between cigüeña y cigüeñal? Why do you call
Because
the
of the beak.
crankshaft?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't either. Okay. Okay. So birds migrate in the autumn. When?
When do birds migrate?
Okay. He died at 3 o'clock in the morning.
When did he? At what time? Or what time did he die?
What time did he die?
What time did he die?
Did he die? He died of a heart attack.
What did he die of?
Okay. Or how did he die?
Uh-huh.
Okay. He died because he didn't take care of himself.
Why did he die?
Why did he die? Okay. He died in the hotel room.
Where did he die?
Where did he die? Why did he die? He died with his wife.
Who did he? Why? Sorry. Who did he die with?
He died with his wife.
All right.
Okay. I need about 4 hours.
How long do you need?
Good. Prefiero how much time?
Oh, all right.
How much time do you need?
How much time do you need?
Yeah. Okay, I was at home.
Where were you?
Where were you? I couldn't do it because I didn't have time.
Why couldn't you do it?
I couldn't do it because I didn't have time. It was transferred to a secret account.
Where was it transferred
To.
to? Where was
Okay.
it transferred to?
Ask me if I have ever transferred money to a secret account.
Have you ever transferred money to a secret account?
No, I haven't. Ask me if I have ever transferred money to an account in Switzerland.
Have you ever transferred money to an account in Switzerland?
No, I haven't. Ask me if I've ever transferred money to a tax haven.
Have you ever transferred money to a tax haven?
No, I haven't. Are there any tax havens in Spain?
No, I don't think so.
Are there any tax havens on the Iberian Peninsula?
No, there aren't.
Ask me if there are any tax havens on the Iberian Peninsula.
Are there any tax havens on the Iberian Peninsula?
Yeah, es curioso, se dice in Spain, pero on
The peninsula.
la Península Ibérica. Yes, there is. There's one, Gibraltar.
Well,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so is Gibraltar on the Iberian Peninsula?
Yes, it is.
All right. Yes, it's a very small little rock, okay, with monkeys on it.
Yes,
All
many.
right. Okay, good. Now, there will be a meeting next week.
When will there be a meeting?
Yes, there's going to be a meeting tomorrow.
When is there going to be a meeting?
Good. There was a meeting yesterday.
When was there a meeting?
There have been many meetings. There have been 5 meetings this week.
How many meetings have there been this week?
There's been 1 meeting this week.
How many meetings have there been this week?
Okay.
What is the
All right.
trick?
Okay. All right. No, there's no trick. It's the same.
All right.
Okay. There would be a meeting if it didn't rain.
Would there be a meeting?
Yes?
Would there be a meeting if it didn't rain?
Or if it rained?
If it rained?
Okay. There have been 2 meetings this week.
How many meetings have there been this week?
We've issued 37 invoices so far this month.
How many invoices have you issued so
So
far
far?
this month?
Good. I can be there within 20 minutes. I can be there within 20 minutes.
How long no?
I can be there
How
within
long do you need?
No, how much time do you need? No, I need 20 minutes to
All
get
right.
there.
So?
I'll be there within 20 minutes.
When will you be there? No? That
No,
one
está
either?
bien. I'll be there a little bit later. Ahora, I'll be there within 20 minutes. Es la respuesta muy típica de una forma de preguntar curiosísimo en inglés, pero muy corriente. Okay. If I need your help and I call you and I need you to come.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I say, listen, can you come to my office? How long will it take you? How soon can you be here? How soon? ¿Cuán pronto? ¿Dentro de cuánto tiempo? O sea, really,
soon?
you would say in Spanish, ¿cuándo? ¿Cuándo puedes estar? Te necesito aquí enseguida. ¿Cuándo puedes estar? En English, probablemente diríamos how soon.
All right.
So I can be there in 10 minutes.
How soon can you be there?
Can you be here?
All right, here. Yes.
I can be there in 10 minutes.
How soon can you be here?
All right, I can be there in 10 minutes, okay? It took her 20 minutes.
How long did it take her?
Okay, I took her to a basketball game.
Where did you take her?
All right, where did you take her? Ask me if I've ever taken a girl to a basketball game.
Have you ever taken a girl to a basketball game?
Oh yeah, many times. Not many times, probably 10 times. Okay, ask me how old I was when I did it.
How old were you when you did it?
16, 17, and 18 in high school. Ask me if I used to attend the basketball games.
Did you used to attend basketball games?
Well, yes, but I didn't sit with my girlfriend. And I took my girlfriend to the basketball games, but I didn't sit with her.
Oh.
Ask me why I didn't sit with her.
Why didn't you sit with her?
Because I was a player.
Ah, all
I was
right.
playing. I was playing. All right. And so I took her early. Okay. And so she waited. She's, you know, and I don't know what she did. All right. But within 30 minutes, you know, she was sitting in the stands watching. Okay. And so she liked basketball.
Did she like basketball?
I don't think she was too crazy about sports, that girl. But she played in the band. She played in the marching band. All right. Ask me what instrument she played.
What instrument did she play?
She played the clarinet. Ask me if she was a good clarinetist.
Was she a good clarinetist?
I don't really know. She was good enough to be a member of the band, so you can't be bad to be a member of the band. Ask me if I have ever participated in a marching band.
Have you ever participated in a marching band?
No, I haven't. Ask me why.
Why haven't you participated in a marching band?
Because I've always been a member of the football, basketball, or the team, so you can't do both.
No.
All right. Do marching bands exist in Spain?
No,
They don't.
they don't.
Ask me what I would do if I were the president of Spain.
What would you do if you were the president of Spain?
I would promote the creation of marching bands. Okay. Because I've noticed I've gone to many football matches here in Spain, and I've noticed that during the halftime it's very boring. People take out a bocadillo and they eat it or something at the halftime, and there's nothing. If the marching band walks out and does beautiful footwork and designs, marching designs with good music, music that you like to hear, it's a lot of fun. All right? And I have never seen marching bands outside of the United States, in Canada. And I don't know why. It's just not I don't know. There isn't a culture for music, popular music. There isn't a culture for musical instruments. Are there music classes in education, in the educational system?
Yes, there are.
Do they play instruments?
Yes, they do.
Okay, I've never seen it. I've seen bands, municipal bands in small towns. Is there a band in Ontario?
No, it's not big enough for
It's not big
to
enough.
have a band.
All right, good. Do you know how to play an instrument?
No, I don't.
Have you ever tried to play an instrument?
Yes, I have. I used to play the flute as a
Flute.
Flute.
Not flute. Flute.
But that was one of the subjects at school.
All right, good. Okay, ask me how old I was when I started playing my first musical instrument.
How old were you when you started playing your first musical instrument?
Probably about 6 or 7 years old. Ask me what instrument I played.
What instrument did you play?
The piano. Ask me if we had a piano at home.
Did you have a piano at home?
Yes, we did. Ask me where it was.
Where was it?
In my bedroom. Ask me why the piano was in my bedroom.
Was the piano?
Why?
Why was the piano in your bedroom?
I don't know why. My mother put it there because my bedroom was bigger. And so there's enough space, and so there's a piano in my bedroom. Okay. Ask me if I took music lessons.
Did you take music lessons?
Yes, I did. Ask me how old I was when I took lessons.
How old were you when you took lessons?
I was about 12, maybe 13 years old. Ask me how long I took the lessons.
How long did you take the lessons?
For about a month, 2 months. Ask me why I didn't continue.
Why didn't you continue?
I was a hopeless case. Yeah.
Really?
No, it was true. You see, I played the piano. I started playing when I was 7 or something, and I could play things. Always played by ear. So when the piano teacher came, he wanted me to read music, and I read the music. If I knew the song, I always asked the piano teacher to play the song for me first. And I know that song. And then I could look at the notes and pick it out by ear. And then I didn't need to look at it anymore. So I didn't learn how to sight read, which means to play looking only at the music. I learned it, and then I practiced it and by heart. And so the following week, when the music teacher came, he put the music on the piano. And I was playing the piece, and he said, by the way, Richard, you're on this page over here. You're right here. I said, oh. I was playing it by ear. And he got frustrated with that. And so finally he said, look, I can't teach you. And so we stopped. All right. So I was like the jazz pianists. Most of the jazz pianists play by. They don't know how to read music. Do you know how to read music?
No, I don't.
All right. Does your brother know how to read music?
No, my father does, but my brother doesn't.
That's interesting. So your father learned to read music when he was a child?
Yeah.
Does he play an instrument?
No, not now.
All right.
No.
Okay, well, this morning I came here to record another session. Ask me how long it took me to come here.
How long did it take you to come here?
It took me about 20 minutes. Ask me how long it would have taken me if it had been Friday afternoon.
How long would it have taken you if it had been Friday afternoon?
If it had been Friday afternoon, it would have taken me 45 minutes or an hour, okay? Ask me how long it would have taken me if I had stopped to get petrol on the way.
How long would it have taken you if you had stopped to take petrol? To get petrol.
On the way.
On the way.
It would have taken me about 5 minutes more. It would have taken me 25 minutes to get here. Ask me what I would have done if I hadn't been able to find a place to park.
What would you have done if you hadn't been able to find a place to park?
I would have driven to a big supermarket, hypermarket near here, and I would have come on foot. Ask me how long it would have taken me to walk here if I had parked under the hypermarket.
How long would it have taken you to walk here if you had parked under the supermarket?
The hypermarket, the supermarket. It would have taken me about 15 minutes to walk here. Ask me what I would have done if it had been raining cats and dogs.
What would you have done if it had been raining cats and dogs?
I would have remembered to get my umbrella from the trunk of my car. Now, ask me what I would have done if I had opened my trunk and hadn't seen the umbrella.
What would you have done if you had opened the trunk? Opened the trunk and
not found
your umbrella.
I would have looked at the rain again and made a decision
on what to do.
On what to do. Ask me if I would have gotten soaking wet if I had walked here in the rain.
Would you have gotten soaking wet if you had walked here under the rain? In the rain?
Yes. If it had been raining this morning, if it had been raining cats and dogs, and I had parked under the nearby hypermarket, and I hadn't had an umbrella, I would have gotten soaking wet on the way, okay? And I wouldn't have been able to do the TV show because they don't have a hairdryer, okay? So I would have been in trouble, okay? So I wouldn't. So ask me what I would have done under those circumstances.
What would you have done under those circumstances? Circumstances.
Okay. Do you remember the King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember Sir Lancelot?
Yes.
Repeat.
Sir Lancelot.
Good. He was one of the three. Do you remember Sir Galahad?
Yes.
He was the son of Sir Lancelot. Sir Galahad.
Galahad, yes.
Repeat. Sir Galahad.
Sir Galahad.
Okay. And do you remember Sir Gawain?
Sir Gawain.
All right. Repeat. Sir Gawain.
Sir Gawain.
All right. Do you remember Circumference?
Circumference.
Okay. Do you remember?
No.
Well, there was another one. Circunferencia. El Señor. Conferencia. Circumference. Repeat.
Circumference.
Yeah. And then there were circumstances.
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 Circum. Good. So, ask me what I would have done under those circumstances.
What would you have done under those circumstances?
Sir, remember, sí, señor, ¿cómo se dice?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir. Sir, what? For example, in the famous Hollywood movies with the sergeant in the training camp. Sir, yes, sir. You remember?
Yes.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, ¿cómo se dice círculo?
Sir.
Circle. Circuito.
Circuit.
Circuit. Circuit.
Circuit.
Circuit. All right. Circumferencia.
No, I can't.
Circumference.
Circumference.
Remember, you have Sir Lancelot and circumference.
I'm going to cry.
All right. All right. Circumnavigate.
Circumnavigate.
Who was the first person to circumnavigate the Earth?
Elcano.
Cano. Sebastian Elcano.
Yes.
Juan Sebastian Elcano.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Why didn't Magellan circumnavigate? What happened to him? What happened to him?
He died.
Where did he die? You don't know.
Yes, in the Strait of...
Magellan.
Yes.
In the Strait of Magallanes.
No.
Murió Magallanes.
No.
No.
No, where did he die?
Magellan. You don't know
Well,
where Magellan died.
No, I don't know.
You
Where?
don't know, but okay, this is part of Spanish history, not American history. Okay, we have 4 minutes left. Now, that means you have to remember, first, was Magellan Spanish?
Yes, he was.
Magallanes no es un nombre español.
He was Portuguese. Portuguese.
¿Cómo se dice porche?
Porche.
De casa.
Porche. Portuguese.
Okay, ¿cómo se dice porche el coche?
Porche del coche.
Porsche.
El coche.
El coche.
Porsche.
Porsche. All right, okay. Now, Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Magellan was Portuguese, and he was the first person, the first European to pass through the Strait of Magellan,
Yeah.
which at that time was not called the Strait of Magellan.
How was it called?
What was it called?
What was it called?
I have no idea. Probably didn't have a name.
No, obviously not.
The Strait of Patagonia, okay, of the Strait of Tierra del Fuego or something. I don't know. But, and then they entered the Pacific. And where did they go?
I don't know where he went to the Philippines.
Very good. What happened to him in the Philippines?
He died.
Very
Yes.
good. You see, you know. Did he die of a heart attack?
He died of a fever?
No, he
Fever?
was killed by the locals. He was killed by the indigenous population.
All right.
He died of unnatural causes.
All right.
Okay? He was killed, okay, by one of the tribes in the Philippines. All right, good. You didn't know that. You didn't remember.
No, I didn't.
Okay, good. So, but nevertheless, why are we talking about circumnavigating,
yes.
sir? Okay, now, ask me if talking about raining cats and dogs, ask me what I would have done in those circumstances.
What would you have done in those circumstances?
Okay, I would have driven here again and spoken to the guard. Okay, ask me if I would have begged for the guard to let me enter.
Would you have begged for the guard to let you enter?
Yes. Ask me if the guard has a good heart.
Has the guard?
Does.
Sorry, does the guard have a good heart?
She seems to have a good heart. It's a woman. Ask me if I would have used additional arts to win her.
Would you have used additional arts to win her heart?
Well, to win her heart for that purpose, yes, to get my
All
card
right.
in. All right. So I would have used every trick in the book, all right, in order not to get soaking wet.
Soaking wet.
How do you say dejar en remojo?
To soak.
All right. Have you ever soaked a sweater?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever soaked a pair of shoes?
Yes, I have.
Shoes, really?
Sport shoes.
Okay, good. Soak, escrito soak, como soap, que es jabón. Soap, soak. Okay, and to get soaking wet is calado.
Hasta los huesos.
Sí, hasta los huesos. Empapado, soaked. I'm soaked. I'm soaking wet. And if I had walked this morning, if it had been raining cats and dogs, and I hadn't been able to find a parking place near here, I would have had to go there. And if I hadn't had an umbrella, I would have been in trouble. Okay? And I don't know what I would have done, because I wouldn't have come here on foot, because I would have gotten soaking wet. So I would have driven back, and I would have spoken to the lady in the guardhouse, and I would have said, please, I have to be on television, and I can't walk into the television set soaking wet. And I would have smiled, and she would have said, I'm sure we can find a place for you. Okay? And so I would have solved the problem using other skills.
Techniques, yes.
All right. Well, we have to go. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I hope to see you again, and I hope to see you in 5 minutes, because I'm not finished with you. I have a lot of things that I need to do with you. So come back in 5 minutes' time. sin falta. Thank you.